Welcome back. It is now 6:42. New this morning, people in Kentucky are struggling to make ends meet, and it has nothing to do with their employment status. Rob Harris is breaking down what's behind the issue and how some families can't get out of this everlasting cycle.
Meet Olivia. She's a mom of two, and both she and her spouse work full-time, each earning $17 an hour. That means they make about $32,000 a year each. And at a glance, $64,000 a year for their household might look like a decent living. But actually, research from MIT shows it is not a living wage in Jefferson County. Because both Olivia and her partner work full-time, they have to spend about $1,300 a month making sure their kids are taken care of when they're not in school. And already, that's a fourth of their salary spent.
A living wage, according to the calculator that we built, is a set of costs that a family incurs as they try to live in a house, work in a job, have the availability of childcare, health care, be able to buy food, transportation costs, etc. And it is not a high-end estimate. It is a basic estimate.
That's Dr. Amy Glassmeyer. She invented the living wage calculator at MIT, which shows us the amount of money needed to live comfortably in any given area of the country. According to her research, a family with both parents working need to make about $81,000 to support a family of four in our area. Otherwise, they can't afford all the basic things they need.
In households that are what we call the working poor, they are faced in the most inconceivable situation of having to choose on a monthly basis what they do with the income they make, which is insufficient to cover their costs.
According to Glassmeyer, people like Olivia and her husband can't really move up in their careers because they're spending so much energy just getting by.
They can't just pick up and move to a new job because the risk of that when you're at the lowest level of still working income is simply too great.
So after childcare, which in our area is about $16,000 a year, Olivia and her family are already down to $48,000 to spend. They'll have to pay about $17,000 in taxes, so that drops them to $31,000. If they spend $180 a week at the store on things like groceries, that drops them down to $23,500. And then they have to figure out one of the most expensive parts of their budget, transportation to and from their jobs. In our area, a couple of two is expected to spend $14,000 a year on transportation. That means they have about $9,500 left to spend. And according to the MIT cost calculator, that means that Olivia and her family have to choose between paying to have a roof over their head or have medical insurance. And either way, that's going to put them in the red.
Income inequality has been rising. It is now at the height that it has been in the 20th century. We have a bifurcated workforce of high wage, high prosperity jobs, and a very, very large number of jobs that are low pay and low prosperity jobs.
And thousands of full-time employees in our area do not make a living wage. So what can they do? Well, for the rest of this week on Wake Up, we're bringing you advice from experts on how to budget, and we'll also introduce you to a local company known for helping people make ends meet on what they have.